Hey, it's Fran again and again in my lab with a very special video because I wanted to show something out of my collection that is so rare that there's really very little known about it, and I was hoping that maybe some of you watching this would have more information and can post some more information about it. This is it. In my opinion, this is the most important circuit board in history. It is a computer board. Comes from something called the Launch Vehicle Digital Computer, which was the computer that operated the Saturn V moon rocket. It was designed by MIT. The LVDC was designed by IBM, and the two computers are based on entirely different principles, and they're made up of entirely different engineering, which is very typical for the Apollo program. And although a lot is known about the AGC, there's actually very little technically known about the LVDC. But this is the computer that actually flew the rocket. It was part of the IU, the instrumentation unit, or the instrument unit, that was responsible for controlling the actual Saturn V rocket during ascent. And it's made up of, this board is made up of 35 slots that can contain these little logic devices, and these are all custom made. They're ceramic package, surface mount, believe it or not, surface mount. And this board, it's to really give you some contrast about how advanced this board is over anything that came before it. I'll show you something that was contemporary for the time this was made. This board was made at the same time that the standard board for a computer was this. This is a Gemini era DTL logic board. It came from Cape Canaveral. It's was part of the ground computer systems that they were using, and this was state-of-the-art in 1963. Give you some contrast of how advanced this really is. Okay, from this to this is like 3 years development. From this to this. This to this Arduino board, 45 years. And not much difference. Not much difference at all. Surface mount, high density, ground plane, plated through holes, vias, high frequency design. So this is, in my opinion, the mother of all modern computing boards. It requires a very, very sharp chisel. Very, very sharp wood chisel, because a chisel, it has no flex, and a very, very sharp chisel, I'm able to get the edge just under the top layer of the ceramic wafer that covers the whole package. I can get the chisel underneath there, and with just a little tiny push, it just skims the lid right off. And underneath there, I've been able to find they're potted inside with a silicone, a red silicone, but the silicone compound is really deteriorated. It's almost like a dry clay putty, and so with just using a little plastic tool, pointed tool, I've been able to get in there and just very easily just kind of break up the silicone. And then just with a regular old dirty toothbrush, get in there, soft bristle brush, a little bit of brushing, and get the gunk out of there, and been able to expose the chips. The 321 chip, although it has 2 resistors on the bottom, ended up to be bupkis. Even though it was potted and capped and everything, there wasn't anything inside. It was completely empty. Kind of I don't know. That's definitely government work for you. I mean, there's nothing inside, but they potted it and they capped it and everything. You know, why not? You know, they're paying per chip. You know, I guess it didn't matter if there was 4 transistors in there or just potting. What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm making a video. You can't be. No, I'm sorry. This is what happens when you have a cat in the lab. Yeah, I'm talking about you, you rapscallion. What are you doing? Come on, hey, just sit down. Jeez.